Hello and welcome back to the StarLadder Major, Day 3, Hugo. And of course, we've had teams leave, we've had teams stay, and we might just have a couple more teams going all the way. 3 maps I'm talking about here, Hugo. Ooh. That's what we're hoping for, at least. We've got Inferno coming up now. Grayhound just winning Dust 2, obviously, in a pretty decisive fashion, right? Toward the end of the first half, it definitely felt like it was going to be a competitive game, right? Grayhound from a 7-1 lead end up actually losing out the half, right? Things are looking a little bit sour. They go 8-7 down, and then they win that pistol. They throw themselves into the lead. They propel themselves into a stellar standing, right? Just rushing that B-bomb site time and time again. Complexity could not do anything about it. They take the victory in the second half, and cleanly at that. 3 rounds, all that Complexity were able to pick up.
And you've really got to just give so much praise to Grayhound for their pistols, right? These are starting off their halves. These are the reasons that they are such a momentum-based team. It does feel at times, right? Like in terms of the amount of games, not only that they stomp a 7-1 streak because they win pistol and they just get confident as they've done both those halves, but also how they lose games, right? The amount of games they've had in this tournament already where they've had a huge lead and just completely dropped the ball and had teams come back against them, that kind of hurts, right? So looking at it both ways, it can be a benefit. It can also be a curse for Grayhound, and let's hope that doesn't continue as a curse as they look to lock in a spot. Well, look to lock in a spot in the new Legend stage. They obviously still need to win a game after this if that is to be the case, and they're only a map up in the series, so anything can happen moving on to Inferno, and this is going to be the pick of Complexity most importantly.
Yeah, this is where we need to see things turn around for Complexity if they want to keep fighting here at the major new challenges stage that much longer. Obviously, Complexity, team that went also kind of like similar to a lot of the teams that we've seen out, but most recently being Furia, getting 1 and 3'd, right? Yeah. Also had an astronomical rise. You think back to the likes of the Face It Major, things such as that, over in London where Complexity seemingly came from nowhere, and continuing this, so I feel like this major, they were hoping for a far deeper run, right? Like, this is going to leave a sour taste in your mouth if you're Complexity.
They're not out just yet.
No.
So let's remember that. It does certainly look pretty dim right now. At the same time, honestly, I think this could be good for Complexity. They've just got to win this map. I think Overpass favors Complexity. I honestly do in this series. So Grayhound, the pressure still is on them to 2-0 this. If they go to Overpass, they're hitting unknown territory, and they're hitting a map that Complexity, again, we don't have a lot to work with in terms of the stats, but they look like really comfortable on Overpass. And that's the feeling I got from watching them play against Tyloo, and that was a great map for Tyloo as well. So I think, pressure on Grayhound to close this out 2-0, get this done and dusted. At the same sense, if Complexity do manage to show us what they can do on Inferno, I think this series is only just going to start here, Harry. I think it's only beginning as we head into that 3rd map. But Inferno comes up first, and this is when Complexity really have to, fire a light up below them if they want to find success. Dust 2, I wouldn't go as far as saying it wasn't competitive. They got 11 rounds. They still had a close game. They could have had many more. It's just a shame how Grayhound really played with them there. Either way, we're into the 2nd map. Grayhound, they get that CT side start. It was Complexity's pick, so bit of utility and a couple of P250s on the T side pistol round. Make that just 1. Kit on Malta and a heavy B setup to start things for Grayhound.
Ooh. Oh, look at this. Dexter, he's down middle, and he's run into the enemy. He's doubles up. It was looking like he might have even managed 3 there. Sick getting that trade just about, but blink of an eye, it's only Def left standing. This round has gone down the pan, and it's only been live for about 40 seconds. My word, yeah, like 20, 30. Oh.
If you're including freeze time, yeah, sure. That's unbelievable. The pace, I love it. A lot of fights down Banana.
I'm loving like the real like confident looking Grayhound coming into this.
It's the pistol rounds, man. They just love them, and that's a really smart play as well. Because not only is there a lot of pressure in Banana, which keeps those ramp players attentive, but also Malta. Oh, I didn't see who it was. I think it was Malta. Wide strafes at top middle and draws in the attention of Complexity. That's why Dexter gets 2 kills, because they're looking at top mid. They're looking at the player who is fighting them in the open, and he stays close to the bench and goes unspotted for a few seconds. Really good round. And full MP9s as well. They are looking to shred Complexity limb from limb. They have head armor, remember. This is not a full eco round for Complexity. So do not get ahead of yourselves if you are Grayhound. They do have bottom B though. That's a great bit of real estate to own.
And it's MP45 here for Grayhound. 5 MP9s. Holding close at Banana and Urcast. Ooh, get mopped up. This is the problem with all these SMGs. You know, you don't have much of an advantage over these pistols when they've got armor behind them. This is a good chance that Complexity can find something here. The Molotov going to burn Dick Stacy out into the open. Dexter doubling down, doing what he can to keep the dream alive for Grayhound, but the bomb's still over here toward B, yet to go down. Thankfully, Dexter denied it, buys that much more time for these rotations, and it's denied again. They're doing a good job of stopping this bomb and buying time for rotations. Both players here, they shut down everyone. Grayhound able to recover that round. A second now, 2-0.
And because that CT smoke wasn't down, Shazam was playing new box, trying to watch the spawn for that rotate. He didn't know that player on Coffin got so far pushed up, and therefore was able to play a very wide angle to stop that bomb from going down. So really nice heads-up work from Grayhound, not allowing the bomb plant, denying a lot of cash for Complexity. It would have been a whole 35 or 3K coming into their accounts just by getting that bomb plant. So denied, Harry. Not cool. Not allowed. And tech pause, I think something going wrong on the side of Complexity. We saw something, I think, with Ricky's PC going on. So we're getting that sorted out, but either way, it's a strong start for Grayhound here on the second map. And Complexity, that's a force buy that doesn't go their way, so they have to eco.
Silver lining of this game for Aussie fans all around the world is that no matter what happens, at least there is still an Australian present in the new Challengers stage. Whether it's going to be Ricky over at Complexity alone, or the caster Grayhound. Well, we'll have to see.
It's a 3-to-1 ratio, Harry.
Plus, a cast and he's like honorary Australian, not in the eyes of the government,
well, yeah,
but
not really. I was
in the
say.
eyes of esports, he is.
What's esports?
Yeah,
according to the Australian government. Yeah. That is a very unfortunate situation, but we wish the best for Grayhound going forward. And Urcast, of course, I really hope that's a sad part. Where does he go from here? Right? Does he go back to a Mongolian team?
Because that's the thing. Like, I really hope we don't just lose him from CS:GO. Like, I hope it.
I'm sure we won't.
I know, but it's easy to say that, but it's like
I don't know where.
If you physically cannot get the requirements in order to go enjoy at other teams,
I'm sure there's plenty of other Asian teams, but the thing is, when you start, I can't think of really many successful Asian teams that aren't oceanic, that don't speak one language, right? Like, there's not many Mongolian teams, and either way, we'll find out. Def in Banana, it's a armorless round here for Complexity with the exception of Obo. And so Grayhound have no fear in flexing their muscles down Banana. They'll take a quick kill and some deep control. Urcast's going to give it up this time. Doesn't want to get close peeked by a CZ again like he did by Sick last round. Complexity are up in the apartments, very heavily situated towards this A site, but Grayhound, we need one man in the pit to stop any kind of apps drop. Doesn't seem like that will be the game plan, though, for Complexity with no flashes. They just want to go out through middle.
Ricky going back to Banana. Now, one player here, that is Cast, and he's been spotted. That's going to prompt the rotation out of Dick Stacy. Oh, now you can see, he's like, you know what? They only saw one guy, and, I feel like Urcast has got this. He's floating around in the speedway, and now actually does decide to go to B. That's on the back of Ricky throwing in that CT cross smoke, and now the A play seeks to come through. The bomb dropped out in the open, and a nice attempt here from Complexity, but quick work made of it from Grayhound. They do a stellar job of at least getting those rotations away from A. The strategy worked. It was just the lack of armor, lack of weaponry. That was just the eco round. So, the strat goes how they would have liked. They just can't follow up on it. 3-0 lead here for Grayhound. AWP out in the hands of Sicko as well. So I'm happy that we get to see that early on here.
Yeah, nice reposition from Ultra as well. He was pit side, but he moves to the site right as they come out through the apartments. Means that the gun, of course, if he does die, is not really accessible. If it's in the pit, well, Complexity could have had it. And, well, Sicko will have Shazam down middle. I didn't even see if Shazam had an AWP in this round. He just goes before we even get a chance to react. It's gone. And Grayhound sit a man up in this one. Traded quickly, though. Diff, right up Banana. He's going to take down Dick Stacy. 6 at the top, but he won't commit because that smoke wards him back. Urkast trying to pick up another one. He has gotten away with that boost up from Def, though. He will be able to see any kind of retreat or re-aggression from Dexter. Oh, there it is. There's an angle. But he doesn't know about the close positioned Urkast. That could be a bit of a problem. There's the smoke that goes out and gives away the fact that Urkast sits at the sandbags. But it's not like Complexity can get through this smoke just yet. They're going to have to give it up. Go back towards A, where they have already made some progress, forcing back the long player and making Grayhound play within the site. But look at this re-aggression on short. Both Malta and Sicko looking curious.
Yeah, Malta's actually pushed through that smoke and is now waiting ahead of it. Obo will check for him, though. Now Sicko, inside of this site alone, has to worry about the Apps player. Here's him drop down into the pit. Obo's just trying to keep the attention of Sicko fixated on this position, buying time for Def to push up through long. Good flash, and actually, Sicko still fighting, finally getting shut down, but it's Obo left up alone. 1v2 bomb plant here for the youngster. And it's not really planted for anything. He's got to try and hold this from inside of the site. Knows the whereabouts of Dexter at long, but it's Urkast at short that's the X factor, the unknown quantity there. Grayhound, 4-0. They make that retake happen. Stellar round from Sicko inside of that site.
3 kills, but most importantly, it's a delay play, right? Like, he's getting wrapped from long. If you look at the minimap when he was on the site, Def is coming around long side. There's Obo in pit trying to push him, and Sicko throws a fabulous flashbang that fully blinds Obo, pushing him in the site. He kills Sick as well, and by the time that Sicko goes down, Urkast is already in long, trading onto Def. And that's the value of Sicko's round there. Not just the kills he gets, but the amount of time he buys for his team. 9 kills on Sicko right now, 9-1. That is a fantastic start. 4-0. A bit of a boost up on the porch side as well. Sicko fighting down Banana will just about miss that shot. I like this angle from Dexter. Not necessarily above porch where you can easily be caught out of position, but on top of the flower beds. Off angle, and it lets you, you know, re-aggress or go back passive. You have a lot of options here. Great nade, putting Obo down to just 41. Seems like Complexity want to go fast, so flashes are through. They're coming out the boiler as well. Dexter waiting for that peek. 6 been spotted. Dexter's got to fall back to the site.
Now more players just bunkering down inside of this site, rather. Sicko here with the AWP, and Malta up on the balcony. He's doubled up somehow, some way. Dexter here to help out now as well. And it's Shazam alone. He's completely surrounded. Stellar round from Grayhound. My word. 1 by 1, you just see the players activating. Malta, especially, up on the balcony. Doubling down, not just getting the first man through
You can't even see him,
but then follows up onto Obo as well. Also, Sicko, 10-1, by the way, having a fantastic game, just exploding onto this map. And I think this is coming at a pretty terrifying time for Complexity, because Sicko, that's kind of been like the one silver lining, is at least the AWPer for Grayhound has been a little bit quiet. Hasn't really had to step up massively, obviously. And now that that's being asked of him, he's answering the call.
The question is, what is the game plan for Complexity? For this time, it's just an eco, so you can't imagine too much will come through here. 1 smoke, 2 flashes. It's definitely a B commitment with these 5. 3 smoke is down. They're going through that every day of the week. Just got to wait for the right time to strike. There's the flash. Dick Stacy spraying. He gets a couple. Urkast as well joins the fray. Dick finishing it off. And nice and clean for Grayhound. 3 for Dick, 2 for Urkast, and a 6th for the boys on Grayhound. Absolutely no problem dealing with the eco there, but here's where the money comes back in the hands of Complexity. We just want the buy rounds, Harry. We're done with these CZB rushes. I want to see Shazam on the AWP, because that one round where he peaked mid just 2 ago, he just got instantly beamed by the AWP of Sicko. Let's see if Shazam can respond. Let's see if Shazam can save the day.
This would be the round 4. You can see change in this round. They bring Sicko over towards B. He's getting escorted down here with the AWP. That Molotov is burning him very low. He was scoped up while he was in it. Oh, yeah. Sick. And Sicko. They trade Molly for Molly. They share the same name. It's a bit of a battle. Down Banana, and ultimately Sick is the one to come out worse in that engagement, brought down to 14 points of health. Thankfully, Ricky actually with that opener, now turning this whole situation on its head, and Complexity with top mid control, minute and 10 seconds left. They're in the driver's seat. They don't have to push from this point onwards. They can just wait for Grayhound to make these mistakes.
Oh, that's a leg. Ricky gets caught by the peak rather of the AWP, and Obo does get out of the apartments. I think they just spotted him getting into the pit. He almost kills Ricky in the process. Oh dear, that is a perfect blind tap. Urkos getting put down low, and Sicko grenaded on the site. Do they expect Dexter here as well? It doesn't look like it. Urkos finds one through the edge, and Dexter doubles it. He's so low, and he will go down eventually. This leaves Dick Stacy, the retaker, the man from B, in a 1-on-2 to try and save the day, try and keep the streak going.
Has a Molotov here to try and deal with one of these players. That could be used to find Def. Has this crossfire set up with Shazam, who is on the site box. That Molly, that's Def gone. And now Dick Stacy, 1v1. Shazam on the corner, and Shazam's going to hit the shot. Complexity get their first round on the board. And it is Shazam with that AWP to make it so.
Yeah, Dick had the reader as well. He knew there was a second player on the site. If he's getting Def at the back of the site, then he's not being re-peaked by that. If he's not getting killed from pit, then Shazam has to be in that corner. So very good to see Shazam get aggressive and drop off that box, try and force the kill before Dick gets comfortably into the site. So finally around for Complexity. Now do not let, you know, this dissuade you, this scoreline, if you are a Complexity fan. We just saw them go down 7-1 on Dust 2, only to go 8-7 at the half. We won't talk about the second half, but all I'm saying is, you know, tough scoreline, but it's not over till it's over. AWP is still here for Shaz, and Obo's on the Mac 10. Far from the best gun. Complexity getting given top B this time. First time in a while, but Urkos wants to re-aggress with that flashbangs, and he's going to do exactly that. Won't commit. Will fall back to the site instead, and Sick. Ooh, got to be careful there. Second player close. Almost catches Urkos mid-transition with a nade. The white swing does do the work. The trade is in, though, and Dick Stacy finding a couple. They won't come through that smoke. They know he's on the other side, and he has no utility, so very lucky that they don't commit here.
Oh no, with Dexter waiting down at bottom Banana, they know they've got Complexity trapped. You do actually have Sicko rotating around towards top mid.
They haven't cleared apps.
That will be why. He's just going to watch the speedway, and I like that, right? He's immediately available for rotation. They last saw the bomb outside of B, and now they just decide to fully rotate him back in. 25 seconds, they've realized this is where the play's coming through. That's the bomb dropped out in the open. Dick Stacy with 3 kills before Shazam is able to put him to bed.
Oh dear.
And now this is maybe doable. It's Dexter's wrap that should solidify it, and it will. Dexter doubling down. 7-1 lead for Grayhound. Now this is the exact same way that the first half of Dust 2 went down, which was 6 rounds in a row. Complexity then got 1. Grayhound now managed to steal 1 back, and then Complexity went on a streak to finish the half 8-7.
The only thing is Complexity don't have the money anymore, so I'm doubtful this is going to happen. You know, moving forward, they could buy up considering their loss bonus is pretty busted. It's okay, but yeah, they're not going to have the buy that they had in that situation back on Dust 2. It's going to be a little bit more scrappy. And talking of scrappy, so was his smoke push. Dick Stacy absolutely railing these kids, moving up towards a B site. And it has just been a masterclass right now for Grayhound. Will this continue, or will Complexity once again break the curse in round number 9? Remains to be seen. Pistols are out though, and yeah, no force buy. Shazam's even saving for the AWP. They're fully committing to the late game here, and that makes way more sense. Oh.
Yeah, heavy nade stack down Banana. That's going to find a lot of damage. Actually, a great nade throwing out in response. That was thrown in from death. Re-smoke down at Banana, and Ricky very far ahead of the rest of his team. The Molotov that goes down combined with the smoke actually corners his teammates off from being able to push with him. So Grayhound do a stellar job of isolating that one engagement, double peeking into him, and now they sit in this 5v4. Loads of damage done already from the grenades and the utility that was throwing down Banana, and this should be another clean round for Grayhound if all goes as planned.
Ooh, that molly forces Obo forward. He had to make a decision, and it was death. Wow, this entire round is just death, but death for Complexity. It's 8-1 right now, Harry.
Greyhound's utility usage has just been so good, and maybe that's reflected over at Epic's GG, Hugo, in their cards. You see, the 2019 cards are now available with Epic's, Hugo. They have all the cards from your favorite CSGO stars. All the cards. The chance to win signed jerseys, merchandise, and CSGO skins.
But do they have Get Right's card?
Well, that's what I was about to say. They actually also have even more than that, Hugo. They have Get Right's in-game skins that you might be able to win if you head on over to epics.gg or download the app on whatever device you have.
Well, I'm convinced.
This round, though, let me tell you, 6 up towards top mid. Top Banana.
Yeah, mid change.
Has opened things up. A big kill onto Sicko. That's the AWP removed from this round. And was the attempt from Grayhound to get him set up over on the half wall has not gone as planned.
Oh, that's a fantastic flashbang. Malta blinding everyone and Dexter killing everyone. That's just not fair. What are you supposed to do when Dexter runs down mid and kills 3 of you? Complexity, they finally have a pick, they finally have a good situation, and they just get reamed out. Great trade from Sick up towards top B. He doubles his frags, but it's going to be Aircast responding quickly from the CT spawn. That leaves Shazam. Now, he knows he's got a one-on-one right now. That second rotate is a few seconds away. Actually, clearly unaware of that just yet. Plant can come through, though, and they're blind, so they won't be able to push just yet, but Aircast goes as a flash fades, and Shazam's life will fade too. It's a 9th round for Grayhound. Will they ever stop, Harry? That's my question. Choosing not to take this double AWP, but that's a good decision. You don't need to right now. Just commit with what's working. Another pause for Complexity. The money is still there at least. That bomb plant does facilitate it. Sick tries his best. He gets a couple of kills up top B, but you know, just this play from Dexter, unbelievable stuff. Amazing flash from Malta, and yeah, it doesn't get much better than that. I'm
so sad that Aircast is having to leave this team because this is the best Grayhound have ever looked, I think. Like, just how they're playing in a lot of these situations, the utility that they're throwing out. We keep saying it, but every grenade is so purposeful. It always has a reason. You know, they're not just throwing set smokes at the beginning of rounds. They're not just, you know, doing things blindly. They're setting each other up. They're creating so many opportunities. That round there, 1 flashbang nets Dexter 3 kills. That is an insane return on $200 worth of investment.
Mental, mate. Absolutely mental. Dexter is playing lights out right now. He has been all tournament long. I would say, you know, regardless of how far Grayhound go in this event, so far, Dexter has been the MVP for this team. And he just makes it look easy, Harry. Too easy. This Molly is going to force a player out from sandbags, but Dick Stacey, oh, he throws a flash. It almost gets him sick, only getting half blinded. And Shazam, they knew that someone was caught in the corner. Aircast will get dealt with. They have B. They can just take it right now, but that bomb has been left down ramp, and that's why Complexity are causing a slowdown. In the meantime, this lurking apps is going to be so important, but Obo, that's unfortunate timing. He moves away right as Dexter crosses. He's going to move back, and that's even better for him. Dexter's gone out of the round. Sicko does get the response with the AWP, but, I mean, B is open right now, and Complexity know it. They should be able to win this round off.
You say they know it, and this is both. This is like them being cautious and, you know, taking all the precautions. The fact they're doing it this slow, but it really does also show you how scared of Grayhound they are. Like, they get 2 kills top B. Obo hears at least 2 pairs of feet over towards short and kills 1 of them. At most, there was 1 player in that site that was unaccounted for, and still they wait. They group all 4 players up at Banana. They don't go in with the 3 that they had there after they lose Obo. They all wait, they group up, they go in together, they take it slowly, and now they've got the round.
I think that's two things. I think it's three things, right? One of them, as you say, is the fear. But I think especially it's the fact that when you're down this much, you want to make sure if you get those 2 B picks, you don't just run into a bomb site and throw away the round. And so what they do there is they slow down, which allows Obo to work apartments. It allows him to get not only more info, but another kill. And just that another kill guarantees things. He knows Complexity are going to reaggress, whereas if, you know, Grayhound you're running towards B and there's another player there, because it was early in the round they got those kills. There could have been 3B at the start. Very, very common as a CT with money to throw 3B at the start of the round. I think it's just a safe play from Complexity. You can look at it in the way that they're scared. You can also look at it in the way that they really want to lock in the round and they don't want to make any more mistakes. But regardless of how the thought process is behind it, it's still around for Complexity. It's a second taken on this T side, but boy, have they got their work cut out for them. On the plus side, they are 1 round away from breaking Greyhound's money.
Yeah, and that would definitely give them a lifeline back into this game, right?
Yeah.
Back into this series, this T side. It just relies on picking up this 1 round, but that is easier said than done. Urcast going aggressive at Banana. There's a vaguely deep smoke for him to play with. Lots of utility up in top mid and through the smoke with flashbangs raiding into him. Malta just culling Complexity as they try and get out through middle, and still 3 players here dedicated to this. Dexter on the other side of that smoke. Obo's looking to take a trip on down to Dexter's laboratory, and here he is, swinging wide. Sick will get rid of him. Sicko now on the line, on the mark. Complexity looking like they might try and run the gauntlet here. Smoking the AWP off and actually dropping another smoke there, maybe trying to give the illusion that they were looking to go mid to B, hoping that that would make Sicko fixate on the art trap. And that's not the case because Urcast is there. Urcast has taken up position on this side. Shazam with the bomb on his back, it's short, and Obo creeping in through long. Malta, the timing could not be worse. He still gets Shazam before he gets traded. It's Obo 1v2.
He's got utility as well. This is not out of the realms of possibility. He failed last time he was in this position, but this time he's got that first kill. Urcast picked up on long, trying to move through the smoke. Dick Stacy, he actually was going to walk up short, but now that Urcast has died from this position, he's going to go the same way, trying to be unexpected, trying to be surprising. Obo needs a 4th kill, but he's walking back into it. Great play from Dick Stacy, man. I really like that reconsider. He doesn't commit to short. It's such an expected play. It's such a common play to just go 1 short, 1 long. So he goes right the way back where Urcast fell. Obo, so close, but 3 kills is not enough in that round, unfortunately, and that will be Greyhound. More importantly than getting 10 rounds, salvaging their economy, Harry. As you said, that could have been a lifeline for Complexity. They win that round, suddenly a 9-6 doesn't seem so unrealistic. However, Greyhound, they lock in 10, and now they only have a couple left to finish Complexity off here in this first half.
And I've been loving watching Malta and Dexter playing with one another in that A-bomb site. Sicko as well. I just think the team on A, like, you can really see the synergy between the 3 of them. You know, like, everyone knows their angles. They all know where they're looking. And I do kind of love how they're not like scared just to hunker down into the bomb sites for that exact reason. You know, everyone is on the same page. So if we do have to give up a lot of control, if we do just have to get up close and personal in the site, so be it. Greyhound are more than content to do that. This round, buy back in for Complexity. That's the silver lining here, is that loss bonus is banked on up. Sicko's taken his AWP over towards B in this round. They might try and set him up on the half wall again. Heavy nade stack down toward Banana early. Crucial to note, they only threw 2 nades there. They don't want to give up this triple stack, and now the Sicko AWP chimes in.
It doesn't get much worse than that. They double naded Sicko as they come up Banana. They hit him for 90 damage, and he still kills Death and gets away.
Things going from bad to worse here for Complexity. 3v5. trying to find some sort of solace, some sort of way into this round over in top middle. That flashbang's good, and it will get Dexter off the angle at the very least. Forces him back into the bomb site. Malta going to trade positions there, gives him the spot in the site, and sits himself down in the pit. Stellar spot for these two to run a crossfire from. And if this play does come in towards there, they will need this crossfire. It's effectively a 2v3. Sicko's nearby, but he's only 14 points of health, and he's got that AWP over in library, which is nullified with the smoke right now.
Seen the bomb as well. Confirmation for Grayhound where this is going with 30 seconds. Malta, he's waiting with a crossfire. There could be team damage, but it won't matter. Dexter gets a kill. There's the trade. Massive entries from Complexity to get themselves onto this site, and this is the best position they've been in such a long while. That smoke is going to really upset Shazam, though. Luckily, Ricky is there to stay, and Shazam spotting Urkos scoped up, or at least posted on the angle with the AK-47. He swaps out to the AWP. Still going to go for this with the AWP, using the smoke to get into the bomb site. And Ricky, he's been spotted, but Urkos is too slow to peek. It will be around for Complexity. Ricky getting 3 kills with that Krieg there. Big defensive frags on the post plant, considering Shazam was smoked off.
Yeah, stellar round here from Ricky. Right when Complexity needed it. That was not a round they had any business winning, right? That was a 3-on-5 as they try and take the A-bomb site. So really a stellar turnaround. And if they've just got 2 more rounds of that left in them, this is recovered. And look, that break in the economy, well, because they've traded these last few rounds with Grayhound, they finally get it here. This is a force into round 14 from the team that was 10-2 up moments ago.
You know, this is comparable. It's not the same as first half of last game, but it's comparable in the sense of like, okay, at least you're here. At least, you know, you've got 3 rounds, but at least you've got a chance to get 5. Grayhound are on the worst buy they've had all game. And after this, if Complexity win this round, Grayhound will be on an even worse buy. Or well, just the same, really. You know, a little bit more loss bonus with nothing saved. So this is a chance for Complexity to keep themselves in this tournament. They've got to go 10-5.
Oh no, these 5.7s are so deadly in the hands of Grayhound. And with that kill coming in, Complexity, you can bet that they don't want to give this AK up. They don't want to let... Oh dear.
Not like this.
And that's the thing, Malta, like, he's just such a despicable human being that this is going to work. And you just know it is. Look at him. He's sneaking in through the little hidey hole.
He can call these rotates.
And he hears everyone. He knows what's going on. And now he's going to go in with the peek. Ah! He misses it the first time. Crawl away, Malta. Crawl, crawl.
Why?
Keep on fighting. Keep fighting. He's doing it. Keep fighting, Malta. 3 kills with the Mag 7. Oh, dearie me, Complexity. It's all gone so wrong.
I can't believe Shazam dropped into the tunnel against a shotgun. I know you have an AWP and you can pre-fire with that, but just why? Why take the risk? Why even go for that? You know, he loses the AWP. He loses the advantage even further, and Complexity, they fall apart, Harry. It's the shotgun flank that wins it all in round number 14. Look at this. Like... You're just giving him the kills at that point. What is that last kill? He even gets the bomb. Oh no. That is yeah, not allowed. 11-3 now, and well, we talk about Complexity being able to salvage 5. That looks like a grim impossibility at this point. 4 at the max. And they've got a bit of a skew-if buy to do it. Fast B play not working. Dick Stacy defended by Urkos after he gets dinked by the CZ. 2 kills immediately for Grayhound, and the nades are even coming down Banana. Ricky getting tagged up. Shazam spamming that Krieg. But Urkos going to move out of the firing line into the, well, a different firing line, into the Molotov, but it won't be too much of a problem. Grayhound, they have got top B just like that. And they will give it up. Make Complexity work for this site.
They actually boost Dick Stacy up, and that's so now no noise has been made getting to that boost up on Orange's Ricky. With the AWP, we'll clear CT. Now Coffin's cleared as well. He's slowly but surely nullifying these angles. Another smoke available on him if they want it, but Dick Stacy and Urkos have shut this round down already.
Such a good angle. Oh, absolute scenes right now. Grayhound are looking on another level. This may have been Complexity's map pick. You would certainly not believe that if I told you. It's 12-3 at the halftime, and Grayhound, they are looking to secure this 2-0 victory, get themselves into that 2-2 matchup. But that will be all in the second half. We don't know if they've done it just yet. We're going to have to wait and see if Complexity can make this one interesting. Join us after the break for Complexity CT side.
And Grayhound have gotten off to the most incredible of starts over on their CT side. 12-3 up at the half. Complexity, whatever faint glimmers of hope they held in the darkness, are slowly fading. They're 0-1 down in this elimination best of 3 right now. And on their map pick, only just scraping 3 rounds over on the T side. The pistol round really decides their fate here. And Grayhound, as we know, are so good at taking these pistol rounds. They are one of the only teams that I would really reference round win percentage of pistols for.
They've won 3 out of 3 this series.
That's expected from them almost. So here's the play in towards this A site, and Urcast immediately opening up. It's only Shazam here. He's overwhelmed. Grayhound don't even buy rifles at this point because they're just so damn good with pistols.
Retake is on here for Complexity. They've got to go for it. Dev has flashes, but that smoke's beginning to fade, and he's going to be exposed to the site. Urcast, nice shot. Takes him down. Dev waiting for a repeat. Grayhound are not keen to give him anything here. They're just going to whittle away with the Glocks, just play very slowly. Dick Stacy is waiting for the right time to strike in that graveyard, rather. He peeks up, and he gets a double. Malta as well, finding sick. And that will be it. Grayhound locking it in. I've seen on Inferno this tournament, that's probably the 4th or 5th time I've seen the T-side pistol be hold W, run up mid, run short. And it works every time. We've seen Mousesports do it. We've seen Dream Eaters do it. We've seen Grayhound do it. So many teams love that far short play, and I can see why. It's so difficult to deal with.
Force buy from Complexity, and that makes this really do or die, right? Like, you put all your money into this round, you lose this, you're basically force buying to the end of the game, or you're playing for overtime with no room to maneuver. So they really need this force buy now more than ever to yield some big results. Def with the Nova. Now, you'll never ever see this gun again in a competitive environment, so enjoy it while we've got it. Let's see. I'm ready. I'm ready for the big Nova highlight. We're owed one. It's been years since we've last seen it. This might be the first, in fact.
Just a, you know, inaccurate mid-air mag 7.
Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Def, come on. And it's trash. That's why it's trash. He hit him for 99. Never buy the Nova. Garbage gun. Def got BM there. Britain isn't bad at Counter-Strike. Sick. 1v3 at Banana effectively. Now he has his teammates nearby, and this round is a disaster. Shazam is trying to salvage it, and now he's made it a 1v2. Likely going to attempt this. They do manage to get that bomb down Banana and into the A site. Smoke drop down at the bottom of mid allows that safe passage. Shazam just goes running through.
6 bullets, he needs to reload. Definitely needs to reload. This gun will not work with 6 bullets. It's going to be quite poor, in fact. Let's hope his teammates have calmed that. Yeah, he's going to go for the deagle. He doesn't want to waste time putting in more mags. Malta, he's going to peek off the contact made by Dexter. And yeah, Shazam, he's got the wrong read here. There's a player up in Graveyard. No one in the site. And he has been blindsided. Grayhound taking 14. That's unfortunate for Shazam. Not the most common place to play a post-plant there for Grayhound. And this has got to feel pretty heartbreaking for Complexity. They were saying, you know, I saw Def tweeting coming into this event saying, you know, so this has been some of the best prep and you know, work coming into an event they've done. And they felt very confident. You know, we even saw shines of light in some of the series they have played, but this is not one of them, Harry. They are being absolutely booted out of the major right now. Only 2 rounds away from that eventuality. Tactical pause may as well make them worth their while. Try and get something done with it, but at this point, you're going to need more than pauses to pull a comeback here.
And I just mean, like, what's left in the tank for Complexity at this point in time? Obviously, they put everything they had into that round. So is the decision now just to force buy in these final few rounds that you have? And really, that's all they can do. Yeah. So they've gone for it, right? They have a couple of SMGs. They have a couple of pistols. That's really not the purchase you want when your tournament life is on the line. 14-3 in favor of Grayhound. 10 more kills is all that separates them from sending Complexity home. Banana control looking to get taken, and Def immediately bested. The trade does come through from 6, so a 4v4 garnered here for Complexity. Bomb still down at the bottom of T stairs. 2 players clearing out the apartments, and a rotation from Ricky to reinforce that A site on the back of Sick getting so deep.
It's the best call Complexity can make, but Sick still has to give up Banana eventually. Getting stuck at the bottom of logs is never fun when you don't have support. Malta's going to try and work out a boiler in the meantime, and mid has been gifted over to Grayhound. That being said, it's all a bit of a ruse. It's a trap. Complexity have this triple site setup. It's a good crossfire. This could prove worthwhile with the SMGs and pistols they harbor. Obo shows his hand, but then falls off the balcony. Not wanting to commit to the same position now that he's been spotted. Ricky, oh, he could get caught here. Smoke coming around, Ricky gets ahead of it. This could be big. They're going back to B. Malta's not watching long, and Ricky's found a timing. Now they know it's a B play. Mid's been opened, and Sick has to hold it on his own. He has a MP9 to do it. Good off angle, but surely this is a one and done spot. He's fully flashed anyway. They don't check it. Dexter doesn't realize, and Sick's gone down. That's an opening kill to the B site at the 18-second mark. The plant can come in, and Ricky may be close, but he's not close enough to stop this.
And I mean, this is it. This is you trying to deny elimination point to your opponent. A 3v3 retake, a cobbled together arsenal of weaponry, whatever they could salvage, whatever they could find, that's all they've got to work with here. Ooh. Sicko opening up, Dexter doubling down, and it's map series point now for Grayhound, 15-3. They haven't just shown Complexity the door, they've kicked them out of it and locked it behind them. 1 round is all that separates Grayhound from the victory here and taking the 2-0.
And I really wanted to see overpass, but I think it's safe to say that's not looking like an eventuality at this point. Grayhound have been extremely impressive today, and there is still a very good chance they can get out of this this stage. The only issue is moving forward, assuming they win this, of course, is their next matchup. I think it's very likely Vitality. It's going to depend on how the other games go, of course, but there's a good chance that it's either Vitality or G2. And no, of course, G2 went through, so more likely than not Vitality. That is a very hard game to win. That being said, Vitality haven't looked as flawless as many expected in this event so far. Sicko getting tagged in Banana. There's 3 at the top of B for Complexity, and Sicko, ooh, he's going to get wrecked. Dick Stacy does trade, but the SMGs are just too mobile, and they will manage to scavenge some AKs here. Ricky doing work. Now, bomb's been dropped down ramp. I don't think Complexity have realized this. That's because they've given up the top of Banana already. They've gone back and rotated one more to A. That's good. Malta can go back and get that package, but will he get spotted on the cross? I think he just got seen there. Yeah, definitely. Def now knows the bomb is there. He's probably calling that it's coming back up towards A. You can see Ricky hesitates for a second, but he won't rotate. And Grayhound walking into a 3-man setup on A.
Yeah, question will be, is Ricky going to peek long for this information? The flash goes out. Both players were watching Arch, so they weren't that blind, but also not ready for that peek. And Malta alone, it's the bottom Banana player in the form of Def that should solidify this round. He's also cleared top mid. Malta past that molly. There's a... Oh, dear. Dear, he's found a bit of a timing. Shazam now posted up, and he will get into position to keep an eye on the long corner just in the nick of time.
I can see why he didn't go B there, but I think honestly B would have been the best call, right? Obviously, he doesn't have the info that we have. He doesn't know where that B player is, but Def had pushed down Banana. There were 2 on A. That could have been a B play. And of course, the timing, right? He would have been able to run through CT if he went wide.
I just think the one problem with going B there is, there's more players on A, so it's kind of crappy that that's where you end up having to go.
Yeah.
But you've got 20 seconds and you don't know where the B guy is. For all you know, he could be in CT. Yeah. If he's even in the bomb site, he can just delay you, and then you can't win that round, even if you try, right? So I think he just takes the play that he knows.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a bad play at all. I would just... Unfortunate that he would have to sneak there.
Yeah.
Because it gives enough time for Shazam to post up inside of the site, and Complexity, enough time for them to salvage around. They do have only pistols here for Grayhound. So this could be some confidence boosting for Complexity, some chance to get their groove on, see if it goes anywhere. Those sick, spraying, he's trading. These 1-for-1 trades are fantastic for Grayhound, but this is not what Complexity want, because 1-for-1 trades, well, that's giving guns over to armored players.
They've also made the decision to quad stack the A bomb site. Now this could come back to punish Grayhound. Punish Complexity as Grayhound now fall back towards Banana. And because Long has been left open so long, Def has had to leave his perch up on top of the half wall and start to consider this CT wrap. Now he hears the footsteps. He knows where these players are coming from. He's got to buy time for the rotations though. His 2 teammates are so far away from this B site, and they're hounding Def down. A bomb now planted. This is already a better round than Grayhound ever hoped it would have been. They challenge Def and they win it. It's Sicko. 1v2. First fight goes his way, and he spotted the last man as well. Now wrapping back into CT, and Sicko gets it done. 16-4. Grayhound on the back of that force buy. Some pistols, armor. That was all they had. They find the victory. A dominant one at that. They send Complexity home, and Grayhound get to keep on fighting that much longer.
It definitely looked like it was falling apart for Complexity, and that is the worst round to lose. That is the worst way to get eliminated from a tournament. I mean, even at the first half, when we saw that Mag 7 round in the trench where, Complexity were just running at Malta with the AWP, dropping the bomb, that's when I realized that Complexity, they've got to be feeling out of this game, and I can't blame them. That was just so dominant, so good for Grayhound, and they played some fantastic Counter-Strike, and they have done all tournament long, and now we get to see even more of that, which is the best part. Grayhound moved to the 2-2 spot, Complexity get eliminated, and Grayhound have one more best of 3 to decide, do they go to that new Legend stage, or do they go home, Harry?
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing. I feel like a lot of the teams that we're seeing have raised their level, and Grayhound are one of the ones that I really do think you have to give credit to for doing exactly that. All 5 Grayhound players in the top players of this match. I think that in and of itself is enough to speak volumes, right? You didn't even have anyone on Complexity that was within earshot of these guys. And I mean, just phenomenal stuff across the board. It really does feel like this team has come here and is playing the best CS, both individually and as a team, as a unit, than they've ever played before. I just think about how many of those force buys work. Think about how many of those rounds that they never should be winning, they were able to win. And it's just because, as you pointed out, they're trading, they're setting each other up, their ability to create space from so little investment it is just incredible. And it was something that on this occasion, Complexity just couldn't match up to.
Yeah, and again, a new roster for Complexity, they haven't had as much time as teams like Grayhound have to really work out the kinks, work out the problems, and moving forward, I wish the best for this roster. And it's been exciting watching Obo play on the stage. I've seen people say, like Def has said, that he's not been nervous, he's not been affected by the pressure that is obviously, there's not a lot of pressure on Complexity here in the sense of like it's a new roster and you don't know what to expect, but also as such a young player, you've got to feel a bit of innate pressure personally, knowing that you're playing up against some of the best players in the world at a game you've only been playing for a few years.
Not to mention, Obo was constantly holding his own, right? Like he was
exactly.
never bottom of the board there in that Inferno game. I think he was the top performer for Complexity. So that's very impressive. He's definitely someone to be keeping an eye on, right? As he has been for the longest time. Obviously, he was like a player in NA, a young talent. There was always whispers of him. Everyone was kind of considering this guy as one of the big up-and-comers. Complexity, obviously, they bring him in, and they're kind of reaping the rewards of it now. I felt like maybe they found a bit of a gem in Obo.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to keep my eyes on this team moving forward. I think they definitely need more time, and they've impressed us in some ways. Unfortunately, it's a bit of an awkward way to fall out of the tournament, but you can't hold it against them. Greyhound have played some incredible Counter-Strike these last couple of days, and there is plenty more where that came from, as you can see on the schedule below. Vitality taking on Hellraisers next at 6:30 p.m. That is in about an hour's time, unless it gets moved forward. I'm not sure what time zone my phone is even on. So it might be in 20 minutes. It might be in an hour and 20 minutes. We'll find out. Either way, you can check that out, of course, on HLTV and just find out yourself. So you don't have to listen to me, not know the answers. But
it's 5:30 here, Hugo.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, I imagine an hour's time. So there we go.
Cool.
We've got the answers.
I've just noticed that I'm always bad with time zones. You know me. I barely know the time. I don't know the day of the week. Who works on days of the week? You go by dates.
No, that is the worst.
It's
Everyone
like,
will say to me like,
it's like, well, which Thursday?
Hey, yeah, do you want to do something on Wednesday? And
no.
I'm like, I don't know what day it is today. So just give me like
give me a number.
Yeah.
I'm glad you agree with this. I think this is an esports.
I feel like the only people who know days of the week is like, so either you're young and you're going to school still, and that's why you know it. Or
you're working a real job.
Yeah, we all like just
not like
some like bum like you and me are, yeah.
Oh, dear.
Well, that's all from me and Hugo, both today and for the major. So a goodbye from us. The stream, however, is continuing over here, both on the main stream and the secondary stream. I believe it's James and Dan coming in next, or it might be Alex and Henry. Who knows? At this point, who cares? They're both great.
Gone. Yeah, we're fired.
Yeah,
we're out of here.
We are out of here. That's all for Hugo and I. There's another game still to come, though, so do not go anywhere. We'll be back after a